All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome. Let me get my other earpiece on here. Give me 1 minute. I think this is a better quality. I think that's better now. Okay. All right, I'm over here doing a live tonight for a change. I'm sitting in my car. I would have the camera on me, but I don't want to turn the lights on at night and inviting more mosquitoes in here. But excuse me, but what we're gonna do is I'm gonna wait until some people come into the room. So give me 1 moment. All right, guys, I'm just waiting on other people to come into the room. We're gonna be talking about our YNs. And for those that don't know what YNs are, these are young ninjas. If you catch my drift, you got black people and you got what we call ninjas. So it's an acronym for an ugly word that I cannot say on YouTube, but you guys know it by now, and we're going to be discussing that. Just like I had another live last week talking about YNs, but the YNs have done it again, ladies and gentlemen, with the passport movement, the passport bros. The YNs have actually done it again. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the chat. But the YNs have actually done it. But yeah, so just gonna wait for some other people to come into the live and things like that, and then that way we'll go from there. So yep, just gotta wait. I'm doing this at night in my car, but yeah. So yeah, so I'm doing this in my car and things like this, and yeah, I love to turn on the lights, but yeah, that's the thing about it though. I got a lot of mosquitoes out here tonight. I'm trying not to turn on the lights and so forth because I'm doing this in my car. But what I have to say is more important because you guys won't basically be able to see me. Let me see if I can try something, but let me see here. Um, let's see here. Maybe you guys can see me a little bit. Yeah, not really. Let me see here. Let's do this one. All right, let's see here. Will this work? All right. Will that work? All right. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. It's gonna be inviting a lot of mosquitoes. But yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for you guys to come into the room and things, and then we can go ahead and get started. Yeah, because the mosquitoes, man. I got about 80 degrees weather here tonight. It was actually 92 earlier today. I'm over here in Detroit, Michigan. But yeah, the YNs have done it again, ladies and gentlemen. And again, that means young ninjas, if you catch my drift. The YNs have done it again with the passport movement. We're going to be talking about this and things. And I just shake my head, though, man. We're going to go into a little history of the passport bros and things like that, talk about that as well. I'm just going to be waiting on some people to come in, and then we're going to just go ahead and go into it. But yeah, yeah, just shake my head, though, it is what is unfortunately it is what it is, though, right? Um, the young ninjas, right? Now, the passport bros, ladies and gentlemen, these are brothers that gotten together, and things like that. We didn't call it passport bros. We just had passports, and then we just went out of the country. When I went into Canada for the first time, we didn't call it passport bros in the '90s, man. We didn't ever give it a name. It was just brothers that got tired of dealing with, American women. That's just what it was. It wasn't all this weird stuff back then that you see right now. That term started becoming more popular amongst the younger black men. You know, they gave it a name like they always do. But the difference is, and I just want to explain this, the original passport bros will be really military. Black men that were in the military and things like that. You know, others that were in the military, so they called themselves passport bros later on. You know what I mean? Yeah, it started in the early 2023. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Educational travel, travel. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because when I came up in the '90s, man, and when I went into Canada and everything, man, we didn't give it anything. We just did it. But let's go ahead and go on further along with it, though. So everybody know that passport bros didn't coin the phrase, but YNs, meaning young ninjas, right? It's just like having your favorite nightclub, educational travel. It's like you have a nightclub, new spot, music great, ladies in there. Guess who come up in there and F it up for everybody? Young ninjas. You know what I'm saying? YNs. They come in there and they screw it up for everybody else. You know? This is the same mentality that we're talking about because you do have some out of control black men that don't have any type of we'll just say manhood discipline down there, and what they do is that they take their show on the road, right? They do all this weird stuff with the camera phone and all this other stuff. I never did anything like they want to show the girls, and then they upload the stuff up here on the internet. And this is why they got, everybody else got blasted out because they looked at it, okay, what a one man sex capade, what's that, whoremongering and things like that. They put the whoremongering on center stage. Listen, I got a friend of mine that's been in the military for a lifer, right? Just retired. Shout out to my boy, that's in the military, and everybody and everyone else that served in the military. Man, he's been an expat ever since he was 18 in the military, man. And they never did this stuff, man. He was way in Thailand, way before Pattaya and all these other places got popular. Every year he went over there. But guess what? The YNs, what did they do? They started hearing about it. They started going over there and doing the same old SHIT, man. It's a whole different this weird stuff, man. Education and travel say, yeah, they be wilding. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying, though. It's like, I don't get it, but I can understand though because like you said, it's millennial zennial generation. It's and I get it because that's one thing about it. Not getting no love in America is one thing, but another thing, man, it's like you're supposed to have some decorum about yourself. You're supposed to have some type of discipline and character because this is one of the main reasons why the brothers, man, and it's really, man, look at them. They wilding out in South America. And I said this though, educational travel, man. I said this, man. I never had any ambitions. My nephew went to Colombia a few times. I'm not going there. I'm not going to Dominican Republic, San Sua, San Domingo, none of those places. I'm not going down there like that because guess what? It's a lot of YNs down there. You already done heard this though, educational travel. What is it? 23 black men, what's it, passport bros, I believe. I don't know if they were all black, but 23 of them ended up becoming murdered, with this drugging over there in Colombia, man. Medellin and stuff. My nephew went to Cartagena, the wall city and all that. I know a guy over there got a condo over there, but the thing about it is, that's not my cup of tea. If I got to go to a country, right, where I got to be on high alert of being drugged because they put this shit on their lips, and I ain't got time for all that, man. And plus, I don't like being around a lot of YNs because the simple thing is, look at what the YNs are doing. This is crazy, man. Let me read what you got to say. Educational travel says, I notice people copy where everywhere okay, everywhere go. Okay. They can't find their own location. They really can't, man. That's why I don't say where I'm going, man. I just don't. I just don't because of the YNs. They get over there in these places. wild the F out. Just don't. I mean, there's laws and stuff. I mean, they did the same thing to Thailand, man. That's why I don't want to go there. I don't want to go to. I want to go over there for Thailand. I know. No shout. And then shout out to Richie Mack. Richie Mack was one of the ones that really blew Thailand up, man. I mean, the videos was great. He had some great videos, but it brought a lot of YNs. It attracted a lot of YNs over there. See, we already know though, right? Passport bros are black men that educated black men that got tired of dealing with the American black woman, right? It was a lot of reasons why we got tired of it. Dealing with take care of other men's children, being disrespected. So we just said, hey, got my passport, which I have mine, and go overseas, go to some of these places, and see what it's about. Enjoy that. Not all this weird stuff. Pulling out my phone, snapping photos, making it rain, and doing all this other crazy stuff, man. You know, we were just. It was something different. But now that a lot of these YNs, they done burned up. Look at the STDs, man. You heard about that, didn't you? Educational travel. Those STDs down there, man, they running rampant over there in Dominican Republic. You know what I'm saying? In some parts of Colombia. I wouldn't have nothing to do with it though, man. And it's sad though, man. It really is. Educational travel says, dang, yeah, that's wild. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. News on and this is basically what it is. The YNs have effed it up. I'm gonna be nice. The YNs have jacked it up for the rest. I mean, I'm gonna tell people, man, don't think about going to don't go to Colombia, don't go to Sensua. Definitely don't go there, man. Don't go there. They are wilding the you know what out. Just to stay away from those places though, because you're gonna be a whole plane full of the brothers over there, and they ain't over there trying to find, and they ain't trying to find no wife. Some of the stuff that some of these sisters and some of these women are saying about these guys, they are correct. That's why I was laughing when they were blasting them out. Unfortunately, they put it in under the passport bro heading, which is not correct. Because some of the guys that I know, man, I know a guy right now, man, he's married to a Japanese woman and stuff. They're not out here on this wilding out stuff like these like the young ninjas. They ain't doing that stuff. Educational Travel says, bro, even Africa, they pulling up. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. And that's why I don't want to go to places where they are. It's best not to publicize. It's just really it's not really good to even tell where you're going because that's what I'm saying. I see the brothers in China, see the brothers in Japan and Korea. It just would not be good. Remember that one brother that went over there to Japan and he started talking crazy and insulting the Japanese people? Black folks, we are a minority group. We can't afford to represent ourselves in a negative light because what a lot of people in the world already what some of us may think is racism or prejudice, it's a stereotype. People, or I should say the young ninjas, they keep up the stereotype though, for real. The stereotype is real. And this is the thing, man. I mean, that's why I say though, I know with some of these brothers that got these channels and Passport Bro and all this other kind of stuff, but those guys are listening to you guys. And one thing about it is they're listening, they're getting their passports, right? And going out to the same areas and doing the whole sexcapade. A sexcapade should not be publicized and put out there. If you're going to be into that type of stuff, hey man, it's like we're all men here. I don't never tell another man where to put his you know what at. But there's STDs out there. You got to have some precaution. In some of these countries, man, it's just not safe. And these brothers putting themselves in harm's way, especially in Colombia. Medellin, man, are you kidding me? I'm gonna go over there, going up in the club, drinking, kissing on the women, and like that one brother recently, he got drugged. You know what I'm saying? It came up on my timeline. So I said, you know what? It's time for me to do another one of these past. I don't do these often because I'm not, that's not. I mean, I may cover a topic about it, but it's not my forte to talk about it all the time. Because really, I don't even want to talk about it all the time because again, it's going to bring attention to the YNs. It already has. It already have, man. Educational Travel says there are even videos of women going to Brazil. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, though, man. It's like some of these places, man, which was really nice for some of the areas. Man, I'm gonna tell you, DR, man, I do not want to mess around over there at all. I don't want to deal with DR. I don't want to deal with it. DR, that's off my list, man, because there's too many YNs and too many STDs. That's another thing, though, too. You're taking a chance. What's that? Taiwan. Now, I'm sorry, not Taiwan, but Thailand. Now, there's some areas in Thailand that I would visit, but I'm not going to mention because once again, the YNs can come across any of our channel, right? That stuff should be more like a paid membership, and the stuff have to be really vetted, unfortunately. It's the nightclub thing, man. It's like every time there's a new nightclub open up, who comes up in there? The YNs. Man, we had something here in Detroit. We had a nice little festival. Was it Chris Brown? He was here in Detroit last week, right? Chris Breezy, right? It was called the Breezy Tour XL, right? Double XL. Guess who got out there and got the fighting? It was two YNs that got the fighting out there. Two, two YNs. All it takes is two, right? They got the fist fighting out there, right? And one of them had their girlfriend. Police rolled up. The one dude that won the fight with the one brother, he gets in a fight with the police officer, right? He swung on the police officer. He was all over. The police officer forgot that he was a police officer because he was on my man and his boys. Rushed him to the ground, socking and punching, kicking and everything. And his girlfriend jumped in to try to have her boyfriend's back. And I mean, they went on, they hit her, man, like they was hitting the dude. But this is crazy, right? This is the type of mentality that I'm talking about, man. And I was gonna cover it to show the video, but I'm out and about right now. Educational Travel says catching fades as usual. Yeah, catching fades as usual because of the YNs again. They are out here. No, I mean, what is a brother getting into it with another brother for, man? That's why I don't do concerts. I don't do public events. I don't do any of that stuff, man, because there's too many YNs that did not have their fathers. Emotional male. It's called emotional male because an emotional male is a dangerous person, right? Because he has the emotions of a woman and the physicality of a man. And this is why they're very dangerous because they get in their feelings for over anything. And what do they want to do? They want to act out and fight instead of having a discipline and try to de escalate things. A fight shouldn't necessarily have to break out. Not necessarily, though, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you can be reasoned with. But with these ninjas, you cannot reason with them, man. You cannot reason with them at all. That's the thing about it, though, man. And then they bring their trash and their behavior right out there with the passport, man. They got laws, right? I mean, because you're an American, this entitlement type stuff, they go over there, they don't even know how to speak Spanish. They're putting themselves in harm's way. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got to say, they make it hard to defend because a lot of sisters that be going in on the passport bros, it really be the YNs. It really do. The YNs are the reason why these sisters over here and others go in on these guys, man. But they want to lump it all together and say passport bros, which is not true. Because the guys that I know, they're looking for wives, man. They're not trying to deal with all this nonsense. We try to get away from the drama, trying to get away from that. But just like the brothers, you can just tell they never had no you know what before. And they get into these countries, man, and act a damn fool. It really do. It never could have been me, man. I wouldn't put myself in no situation like that. Educational Travel says, you're right. Hopefully, they don't ruin Asia. Yeah, Asia is strict though, man. I'm gonna tell you though, educational travel. It's strict over there. They're not going to be able to deal with Japan, man, over there at all. Because one thing about it is, Tokyo, Japan. I got a friend of mine that been over there. I got a friend of mine lived over there, and basically what he told me about it is that everybody is busy over there, man. I mean, they're not trying to make time and do all this other stuff. They're not gonna like Japan, though. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Japan, they're not gonna deal with it. It helps when you know how to carry yourself. You want to go over there as a black man and disgrace yourself. We already got it bad as it is because we're a minority group. But unfortunately, we have allowed these YNs to represent the black men in a negative light. This is why Kevin Samuels said what he said. He said that the black men, we don't have no type of representation because we allow others to represent us. And right now, the others are the YNs. This is a problem. They are the problem. Educational Travel says there is a YouTuber telling everyone to go there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're telling everyone to go to Asia and go to these places, but they don't think about the YNs. This is a problem, meaning young ninjas. Y'all know what the word the acronym is, because that's exactly what it is, man. It's a nightclub mentality all over again, right? You can't go out to a nice nightclub. Who comes over there? We call them Pookie and Ray Rays, right? These are the guys that come up in there and F it up for everybody else. Now they are representing as on a negative light black men. You think these other non-black people, when they look at it, they're gonna say all of it. Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. They already, oh yeah, they're already deeming us as the most violent people in America. We the most violent. We the most violent. That's the reputation that we're trying to fight against, since we don't have control of our own image. And this is a major problem, man, and we need to start changing things around, because unfortunately they are traveling to Asia, going to Africa. They have gone to these other countries, showing out, wilding out, you know what I'm saying? It's like they go to these sex capades and bring in STDs back. These people that have brought STDs, HIV, you know what I'm saying? So they don't have any type of discipline at all, man. And this is where the problem is. And wilding out. Education and Travel says because Skylar made a video saying Japan passport bro paradise in a video. Yeah, I'm familiar with Skylar stuff, man. I watched his stuff and things like that. But see, the thing about it is that see those brothers are gonna do what they're gonna do, and no disrespect to them. I think he has some great content, but like I said, the brothers are gonna do what they're gonna do. In general. My thing is that if I was over in these countries right now, I would be showing off and talking about my experience of the person that I'm with, that's in a relationship. There's a reason that I got my passport. There's a reason I fly halfway around the world to in search, because in my home country we're overran by a bunch of women with children and other type of stuff that go right along with it. You got women on tattoos and all the rest of this stuff. Each their own, but it's just not me. It's not that we can't get a woman here. It's just the problem is trying to find a good caliber woman that has her mother and father, that got some nice what we call come from a nice stock, nice background, man. And let's face it, man, in the so-called black community, we come from broken homes for most of us. Statistically, right? Statistically, because if 70% of the women are single with baby daddies and stuff like that, you could potentially in America get yourself into harm's way. I know somebody recently is going through that stuff right now. He was just over there visiting a woman or whatever like that. Guess what? The baby daddy come around there. Even though she's telling him that it's over, he ain't see it ain't registering with him, and you can get yourself into harm's way. You know, you can be. That's what I'm saying though. So the dating pool is really really small. If you like black women, I get it. But hey, man, you gotta be careful when you're going out here. But again, these YNs are screwing it up for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? It's screwing it up. I would like to see some accountability, man, because they're gonna get into these countries and mess around and get into a whole lot of trouble. Japan don't play that. Philippines don't play that. Thailand don't play that, man. These are some of the worst places in the world. You don't want to be in their jails and prisons. That ain't what you want. You don't want that. And I'm talking about you YNs right now, man, because y'all are getting out of control. Y'all already been out of control over here and out of pocket, out of place. Y'all really are out of pocket, out of place. Some of these people don't even want to see you over there, man. They really don't. Because you bring a poor representation when you come over there. You don't try to learn the culture. You don't try to learn the language, right? You just over here trying to run through women. And these other people ain't gonna have it. They know what you over there for. Most of the time, it's sad. When they see a black man traveling there right now, the first thing people say is a sexcapade. That's how bad our reputation is as black men. You know, it don't matter if you in a suit or tie, right? That's what I'm saying. International passport, if you listening to me right now, you know, and I've been on that brother's live a few times and stuff, and he will concur what I'm saying, right? This is the thing though. You got brothers in IT, right? Work remote, got digital nomad visas. I know all about that stuff, right? So when they over there, they have to be on their best behavior. They can't be over there on some YN stuff trying to run through women and all this other kind of mess and trying to play like you over in their country, acting like it's like America, like these other people are supposed to cater around you. And see, with these YNs though, they have it bad because by them coming from the US and they got money, like these other women and these other countries supposed to bow down to you. A lot of them can care less, man, to be really honest. That's the thing about it though. That's bullshit. Educational travel says throwing my money in the club overseas is wild. But that's what they do. Nothing wrong with going to the club, but the YNs have effed it up for the regular passport bros, man. And that's why those sisters been going in. And I love it when they go in on them. You know what I'm saying? Wisdom, thought only one. Okay, you are talking about YNs. This goes far back before this term, why? Yeah, it goes far back. You're right. You're right. That's why I said earlier, if you would have came in earlier, and things like that. But this is a new term that we're using right now. And you know, I got to be a little bit coded because what I really want to say, everybody can, but you read between the lines, ninjas, pookies, ray rays. I mean, you know, this is the type of thing. And most of you brothers, some of you brothers have been in on the chat. And I used to do my lives a lot, man. But I said, man, I saw this stuff earlier. The brothers are being drugged, being murdered, you know what I'm saying, being robbed, all for payola, you know what I'm saying? I mean, for real, for real. Don't know how to speak Spanish, you know. You know, because like I said, Colombia, and my nephew been over there. He wanted to go over there. I didn't want to go to Colombia at all, man. No, I didn't want to go over there. And the reason I didn't want to go over there because it was too many YNs over there, man. I didn't want to go to the Colombia. No way. Educational travel says, so are the ones that is wilding, the ones not with the remote work. I'm not gonna necessarily say all that, but the ones it would appear that the ones with the remote visas, right? Because if they F that up, I mean, the whole purpose of them is working remotely in another country, right? So there's a certain type of decorum they would have to hold, but it's really the guys that's over there temporary. The temporary guys seem to be more out of pocket and out of place, wilding out. The stories that I'm getting from the community and things like that, they seem to be a little bit more because they're over there for what, 2 weeks, a week, 2 weeks. So they try to, you know what I'm saying? And that's unfortunately they're the ones that's messing it up for everyone else. Um, Let me see here. Strudel Z Z Z Z make you want to sleep, right? So you want to embarrass, okay, you want to embarrassment to your own country and be an embarrassment to the country that isn't your own. Well, that's what I'm saying, though. We're, as Black folks, we are a minority group first and foremost, right? In America. So that would mean that we would have to really, really be on our best behavior because Kevin Samuels been said it. Black men do not have, we don't have a representation of our own image. Somebody controls our image. Look at the rap culture, right? They have drugged the black man's image in the mud, and we are still allowing it with these Pookie and Ray Ray YNs primarily, right? I mean, because that's what I said. They can't really hold. They're not very articulate, right? They're not very smart. They over here calling women, "What's up, bro? What's up, bro? Yeah, bro." They over here talking to women, "What's up, bro?" I ain't never heard. I mean, you talking to a woman and calling her bro? Come on, man. I said, man, that's what I'm saying though. They can't even. That's what I'm saying. This is supposed to be cute. This is supposed to be hot. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? Is it supposed to be hot? What's the deal here? So I was just laughing off. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? For some of you guys, though, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm Generation X. But this Gen Z, yeah, bro, they over here talking, calling a woman bro, already over here. And then I mean, it's the craziest thing ever, though, man. You were already in another country. You already a minority group. You stand out. you know and instead of trying to take in the culture, trying to learn a language, they're not even trying to do that. These Latin countries, man, they got something for your ass, man. You don't want to be in a Mexican prison. You don't want to be in the El Salvador prison. You don't want to be in Guatemala. You don't want to be in any of these things. Can't tell that to these YNs, though. They mess around here in Brazil, mess around here. They got something for you. Yeah, I appreciate the like too. Thank you. But they got something for you, though. You know what I'm saying? So I was compelled to talk about this today. Yeah, I was compelled to. That's got a call coming in. Sorry about that. Yeah, so I was compelled to want to talk about this tonight because this is a topic, and I'm gonna start staying on. It ain't just about passport, bros. This is about our image, bro. As black men, as all of us, man. Because whether we related or not, man, every time I see another brother, I always speak. Always say hello. Most of us do that anyway, especially when we're in places where it's not really a lot of us. I get it, right? But at the same time, man, hey man, we have to control our image better, man. We can't allow this destructive culture of Pookie and Ray Rays that we call YNs be the actual catalyst, or we would say a poor representation of black men, because that's what they've been doing, man, and I'm tired of it. It's got so bad where they calling women bros. I ain't never called a woman a bro ever. A bro is a man, young ninja. Stop calling women bros. You know what I'm saying? Bros and women don't go together, man. It don't. I ain't never called a woman a bro, you know? Now, unless if she was, that's a whole different caliber. But in the meantime, we got to start calling women bros. Y'all young ninjas, stop calling these women bros. They're not a bro. Damn. Student Z says, and like I tell you right now, I am a white dude, but I've met some extremely intelligent black men that would have done better if they were raised different. Yeah, you're absolutely right, though. I mean, we come from a lot of broken homes, though. The statistics are up there. I mean, I get it, right? This is a main problem because the boys that are raising up to be men, look at the no discipline. They quick to want to fight. The first one is in the news. I know whites and others like you that, okay, you may have some intelligent black friends, right? I got white friends, and I'm kind of like that intelligent black guy in their group. You know what I'm saying? And stuff. I'm not out here on no Pookie and Ray Ray type of stuff. Because once again, If you don't know how to represent here in America, you can't represent anywhere else. You really can't though, man, because look at our image, man. These women don't want you. Look at it. It's a whole thing, man. Those women are working women over there in Colombia, over there in Dominican Republic, and all the rest of them. Those are working girls over there, and they go over there to pay for play, right? They get over there and get themselves in a situation, get deleted, right? Or what's the other thing? Drug, great, STDs. And look at the STDs in America, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The STDs, now I can call y'all bros, because you're a man, not no woman. But the STDs over here in Texas, over here in Detroit, and other major cities, these predominantly black cities, they're getting higher on the STDs. And these are young, once again, these are these Gen Zs. They don't believe in protection, whatever the case may be. They're not disciplined, and they just out here, man, slinging. You know what? Just like over there in Colombia, man, especially in Dominican Republic, DR, man. The STDs are running high over there. HIV is running high over there. Pull up the statistics. Look at it for yourself. You can see it. You know what I'm saying? You can really see it. So that's why I say, man, just kind of talking about this, and I'm glad you came on. You guys came on and things like that, black, white, and other. But I'm trying to addressing these bros right now. See, one thing about it, white guys, Asian guys, Hispanic guys, they all in the passport thing too. But here's the thing about it. They don't have the negative backlash coming from them. We seem to have a large amount of YNs for some reason in our culture, and I know why. Because as I said before, a lot of them was not raised with a father. When you start looking in Hispanic culture and all the rest of them, guys were raised with a father, right? It plays a big difference. They were raised by their single mamas, and that's why they don't have no dick discipline. And that's why they out here doing what they ain't supposed to be doing, man. Instead of getting out here and being married, trying to find a wife, taking the opportunities. You already overseas, though, So if you're over there to sow your wild oats, hey, I get it. But you should have certain type of decorum about yourself, and character, and how you carry yourself. You carry yourself the same way that you do over here. Oh, you're the woman. They're doing the same thing. And then over here talking ish about how these women and all this other stuff in America, they're doing a lot of the same stuff. I get it. Educational travel says, yeah, they keep the travel spots more low key. Yeah, they do. I mean, I would, and I do. Strudel, yeah, Z says the image is the problem. They're showing the problem of y'all culture. Exactly. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to be offensive, but every day I see how news show everything a white person. Okay, everything a white. Exactly, I get it. Suda says does, but they hide what black people does. Exactly. See, and that's it. I hung around with a lot of white guys, man. And what white people do, like he said, is so many things. It's more low key. When you look at Asians, it ain't like they don't do this stuff. They do it, but they keep it low key, man. But you can't tell young ninjas nothing because they don't they any type of black male authority or male authority, they buck against it, man. That's the problem because they're not used to dealing with male masculine energy. They just used to dealing with women. Women, a lot of them have. I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna tell you, Struder, you may have known this. If you in America, Kevin Samuels used to always say this, and it's true. Go out Friday night and Saturday night. You go over there to TGI Fridays, Applebee's, and all the rest of these restaurants, and you'll see a bunch of women with children, man. It's sad. You'll see her, if it ain't her sister, her girlfriend, her cousin, and a whole bunch of kids. No men. I've seen nothing but women, and this is going out, and it's no men. Because as I said before, you look up the statistics, Black Demographics got it.com. They say that the women is 70% single, single as hell, with children and no father, no type of structure in the home. And this is why the men are all off the hook. They have none, right? When you come from a solid structure with a man and a woman together, I mean, the community will be so much better. I had to go political on this one because this was a liberal move. It came from welfare, 1965. The Great Society, Lyndon B. Johnson, right? He orchestrated this and set this up. He set this up. And that's why look at us now. We're 60 years later in this nonsense. Look at this stuff now. So not only that we have we don't have a whole lot of positive representation, right? We have a negative representation of black men. And the educated black men, it's like for some reason, everywhere we tend to go, and I'm saying it right now. Hopefully, Skylar or whoever get this information out to these brothers. I don't mind talking, but the problem is that we have a issue with this subculture of, you already know, the YEs. This is the problem. It's a nightclub theory all over again. This is the problem. No matter where we go, we ain't gonna be. We're gonna always be that NIW. You know what I'm talking about. No matter, because of our poor representation of dealing with these YEs. That's just straight up what it is. Straight up what it is. Let me see. Hopefully, I won't get worse. Hopefully, it won't get worse in the future. But I feel like it can. I understand that though, Strudel, man. Yeah. London. Was a scar on your, or it must say your community. But dude was a racist too. Yeah, I was gonna say that. He was a racist, man. He hated black folks. This was the vice president to JFK Senior, man. He hated black people, man. You know, the welfare system was a system. Slavery didn't break up black folks. Jim Crow, segregation, none of those broke up black folks. What broke black people up was welfare. Because for black women to get welfare, she could not be married. They could not be living together. And then when he said, go get that check, baby. And this is what broke up the. This is what did it. We at one time in the 50s on down, you can pull up the history. We were married over at an 80% way. I'm talking about my grandparents' generation, the silent generation, right? It was and then in the baby boomers just started breaking up after 65. Before that, we was married over at 80% rate. We had a community. We had black bus lines in the South and a lot of other stuff. Black movie theaters. We was doing pretty much like what white folks was doing. It wasn't really no reason to really go in the white neighborhood. We were doing our own thing up until 65. And then this is what broke down the damn community. This is one of the main reasons why you see in the passport bros, that's the guys that have some education, want to get it better. I'm in the same mix. I'm trying to do the same thing. We have a dating pool that's small as fuck here in America, especially at black, man. We don't have a whole lot. The only thing, what is it? We got tattoos, that, weave that, and all the rest of this stuff. Is that all that we can basically do as an educated black man? I think not. Passports in the first place. Just the YNs are the ones that's effing up. They putting this stuff, blowing up the spots. Letting the whole world know I'm out here with this fine. It's almost as if they're not even used to it, man. That's one thing about it, though, man. I've been out ever since I was 18 years old, right? I've gone to places and seen some things, right? And when I first had my first experience was Canada at 18, right? So over Canada is like an international. You go to Toronto and these other places, it's an international community. They got baddies all over the place. Now I know back in the 90s, we didn't have no cell phone with the camera. We had a cell phone, but didn't have a camera on it. But it's just some weird stuff to see these guys over here recording stuff, putting it up on just to get likes, clicks, and views. Call yourself the brothers that was already there. This stuff want to be on low key. They don't want to be on blast. And since they done this, as I mentioned earlier, look who the attention it grabbed. It got the attention of some of these degenerate ass sisters and some of these other women, right? That's why they be laughing when the guys get drugged and everything, right? It ain't a laughing matter. But this stuff could have been avoided. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Man. When are we gonna learn? I mean, well, like I said, I think it's too far gone, though, to be honest. I'm gonna come down on the rant, but I think it's too far gone, man. Because let me ask you guys this: how can you fix a woman with multiple children by another man? How can you fix that? And that's our community, like you were saying, Strudel. This is the negative is representing black culture. The rap, and all this other degenerates. Because it's sad. Black men got a reputation of being a pimp, highly sexually charged up on women, no dick discipline. This is our representation, man. Whether we like it or not. Unless when someone that's non-black, they would deal with us on a one-to-one basis. But they're not gonna deal with the whole culture. For some blacks that got white friends and others, man, they're gonna deal with us individually, which I respect and understand. But even for myself, I can't hang around with a whole lot of black men because not everybody's on the same page. The only people that I can hang around with, if you're smart, intelligent, doing something career wise and everything. And I come from a tech background myself, but normally with people like that, we have something in common. I'm talking about for the black men right now. There's a lot of cyber security. I'm talking about cloud security stuff that I'm studying for as well to get my stuff or whatever, so I can really get out there. But we're not out here trying to hang around with ninjas and YNs. We're not trying to do that stuff. But our reputation in America is tragic, man, because this is our problem. And I see it because every time somebody that's non-black look at me, they have to look at me with concern because of what has happened and what we allow. As far as with these, I gonna say we allowed it, but we never really controlled our image. That's the only thing I can really say that we all are guilty of. Black men have never controlled their image. Black women control their image. You better believe that. You best believe that. Black women will control their image. I can't get up here and say that old fat so and so, black so and so, and mean it. Shoot, I would have the whole mob on the internet coming down on this channel. They're gonna protect these you know what I'm saying? Too bad that as black men that we don't do that. And now that they're over here traveling with passports, it's just a matter of time when they start going into other parts of Asia. Now, one thing about it is, Strudel, we may have a little bit of leeway because Asia is too far. See, when you go to Dominican Republic, was it 5 hours to fly over there from Florida or whatever, and you're there? They're not gonna. Some of them not gonna do that trip to Asia that far, man. They're not gonna. They're not gonna fly way over there. Asia is far as fuck. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. And I just don't see. Some of them will ride that plane ride out, but I can't see a lot of them doing it. To be honest, Strudel says, "Whoopee though." I mean, you know what I'm saying? I just don't. I can't see it like that. But yeah, like I said, um, Skyler, there's a few others that got channels. I said Richie Mack. A lot of these guys, they got some great content, man. They be putting brothers up on game. It's a few others I may not be mentioning right now, though. There's some brothers that's living over there in Colombia and Dominican Republic. Those are the Wandering Ronin or whatever. That brother that live over there in Santo Domingo, I do believe in things. I do like listening to his stories, though. He got some pretty wild stories, but he's on the down low. He ain't out there trying to, you know what I'm saying? He ain't over there trying to blow up Santo Domingo like, and all this other stuff. He's all around our age. He's like he's actually Generation Xer, so it's a whole different thing, you know what I'm saying? Strudel says, it's all good, bro. Love to hear your speak, man. Oh, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you guys coming in, though. Usually I usually did a live at night in a long time, man. But I said, man, I'm gonna do it for you guys. I'm gonna roll my windows up and turn this light on because the mosquitoes out there, they tried to get me, man. They over here buzzing around now. And it's a good thing that I have great lighting, though. At least you guys could actually see me. So yeah, man, that's the thing about it though, man. I like to go to places, man, and things like that. I already told my nephew when he first went over there, he been over to Colombia, Cartagena at least twice. You know what I'm saying? So I just say, man, because he already know the drill over there. Because I don't trust those women over there at all, and most of them are 304s, man. And because I know that Colombia do got some beautiful women, but the ones where those YNs be going to, those are 304s, man. When they post them on the videos, I'm over here looking at them, man. I can already tell. I can already tell these ain't no girls that you gonna be over there dating. I mean, they could have did that shit over here, and it'd be a lot safer. There's places here in Detroit that you could go right down there. What's that street? Go right down there on Michigan Avenue, man. The trap spots where you can get it right off the track, man. I mean, you ain't even got to go through all that, though. Talking about, yeah, we can't get no love over there. They're doing the same thing. They're still tricking. They're still doing the same stupid tricking culture as they would do over there. I mean, they're doing it over here in America already. That's why I say though, man. That's why these sisters and all these other women saying a lot of these guys are full of shit and things like that. I mean, they giving them material to clown their butt. You know what I'm saying? I mean, to show them that you over there, get married to one of them. Find you a good woman. Find you a good wife. Marry one of them. You know what I'm saying? Instead of all this sexcapade stuff. But we don't, that takes too much money and too much responsibility. You go in the most poorest countries in the world, go over there and then disgrace yourself at the same time, messing with 304s. The brothers are all over there messing with 304s, man. That's just going to be real in these countries, man. They're not going over there trying to really get to know these women and all this other kind of stuff. They're over there for the 304 thing, man. That's what I'm saying, though. I mean, just tell it for what it is. If you were to say it like that, at least I can respect it more. Because it ain't no passport, bro. It ain't nothing. Just, oh yeah, I'm going over there looking for a wife. No, you're going over there and you want to do your thing, and I get it. I get it. No type. I mean, you're putting yourself in danger. I mean, 23, 23. I think it's 23 brothers in Colombia alone that have been deleted messing around with this stuff, man. That's the thing about it, man. It's really sad. Yeah, they all the other brothers on there with the passport thing, they've been talking about it here and there. You know what I'm saying? I can't think of the one guy though, man. And he was an expat over there for a long time. I can't think of the brother's name. He was over there in one of them countries over there. He ended up getting deleted, man. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the thing about it. These women in Colombia, Medellin, Cali, what's the other one? Cartagena, right? They not messing around over there, man. They got to get that money, and a lot of them got pimps or what is that? Their wives to husbands. They already know you putting yourself in a very dangerous situation. You think I'm gonna take her word for it? Talking about she's single, you know? I would have respect for the brothers more, man, if you could find a good girl that's, let's say, that's working a regular job. You gonna meet her up in a nightclub? She's already a working girl. It's already busted out, man. I mean, it's a wrap. Good women don't go to bars and nightclubs around that type of scenery, man. They're going to be going to other places. I know some places, man, but I'm not mentioning because once again, man, all the YNs are going to do is go to those places, and what we're going to say, they're going to come over there and ninja those places. Before you know it, then black men ain't, you know what, already. I mean, they've been pay for play, giving them this money or whatever like that. Now they walk around. I mean, them women over there ain't no different from American women. That's how bad it is. Like we go back to I want to say what is it 2000 and when they started really going to DR. I've been hearing about it. I want to say like two. It was after COVID. Some of them was over there before COVID. This is probably about 2015, 16, as long as I can remember or whatever. But it started really gaining traction. I believe it was after COVID for sure, when people were able to travel. And then the YNs got a hold of it, and then they started going over there and started wilding out and showing out. So yeah, man, that's the thing about it. Black men got to be better with their image, man. That's what I keep saying. I keep reiterating this, man. I appreciate you guys coming in on my live tonight and things like that. I felt the need of wanting to talk about the YNs because the YNs are an issue, as I stated before. And you know, I know there's some white guys that got drugged. There was an Asian guy that got drugged and he got deleted over there. I want to say about at least a year or so ago. So it ain't just the brothers, but the problem is that I'm talking about our reputation and our image. Our reputation and our image is already in the toilet in America, and it's worse in some of these other countries because what they bring to America, they bring it to these other countries, man. It's the same old shit, the same old ish, all over again, all over again. As black men, we have to stop allowing our image to be dragged through the mud and ruined, you know? Because when I travel, why am I not dealing with this type of foolishness? You know, it's really sad, man. It's like you kind of dread and hate to see other brothers in these other countries, man. And especially with young YNs, I don't like being around a lot of young YNs, man, at all. I got to be around people, at least the guys that I know, man. We're disciplined, we grown as fuck. We're not out here with our tongue out salivating over these women. I done seen baddies before, man, you know? And one thing about it is, we're not going to go over there and do no pay for play. We don't have to do that type of stuff. Now, each their own. But the thing about it is, why not try to get to know a woman first? You're already overseas. Try to learn her culture. Try to learn her language. Because if you can speak certain things, you ain't got to be over there on no pay for play and all this extra stuff. You know, that's one thing. When I learned. I took a year's worth of Mandarin Chinese. I got a little background in Japanese as well. You brothers can learn the language and stop expecting for them to speak English, because right there, this will be your way to actually be able to attract and get a you can maybe get a girlfriend or a wife if you know her language. You know, when I just say the ni hao ma, you know, they say ni hao and they say wa hong hao, da zhao yi sha chin wan du shao qi. You know, I say ni jiao shi mai min zi. You know, so this is Mandarin Chinese. I'm asking her for her name. Ni jiao shi mai min zi. I'm asking her her name, right? Already they're gonna be impressed, man. You know, that's the thing about it. Why don't you try to learn their language instead of being out here wilding out? You don't have to do that stuff, because if they see that you're even trying, to learn their language, man, when you go to some of these countries, it's going to make you more attractive. I have done it here in America, you know, and I've seen Chinese women, man, they get very, very attractive. They get attracted to you when you can speak their language, You know how hard, man, Mandarin Chinese is not easy. It's not an easy language to learn. I had to get the tones down. It's like 4 tones in Mandarin, right? And this is one of the things here, man. I mean, that way I don't have to go over there salivating, wilding out. I'm too old for that now, man. We ain't gotta go over there and do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But try at least to discipline yourself. You don't have to be a YN. You already have youth on your side. Why wild out when you can learn the language, gain their respect, right? If y'all think and that's one thing with the YNs, you think you're gonna go into Ethiopia with that attitude, it ain't gonna happen. The Ethiopians have a very tight knit community over there, and Christianity is at the top of the list. Pretty much all Ethiopians go to church on Sundays. If you ain't about that life, good luck. Right there. I'm just saying, you can't go and expect for these places to respect you. I'm talking about YNs right now. For the other brothers, man, that's especially my age, and stuff like that. If you're 40 or 50, you guys get it. You guys understand. Generation X, you guys get it. Y'all understand. For some of you guys, this is old hat. But I'm talking about for these young, you know what, man? Yeah, I'm talking about you guys, man, y'all effing up a lot, man. Y'all messing up. And you're disgracing us at the same time. The black men, it's not a good look, man. You're too much on doing and wilding out, recording yourself, putting it up on YouTube, right? Not trying to uh show what you really. I mean, if you're over there for that, why publicize it? That's what I'm saying. Why publicize it? And you should be learning the language. You should be trying to get if it's a wife you truly looking for, that should be your intent. You should be over there looking for a wife. I can't tell you what to look for, but you should be over there looking for a wife. If you're looking for a wife or looking for someone to, I mean, shit, you're gonna spend all that money to go over there just to wild out. Shit, you can do that over here in America. You can do that in the club over here. One thing about it is, at least you ain't got to worry about being drugged and being deleted. But you gonna go over there to do the same shit? That don't make no sense. That don't make no sense. You know. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down, though, man. It looks like right now I'm at about 0 views. Some of you guys popped in. I appreciate you and stuff like that. This is a brother, some random guy speaks. I talk about a lot of things, mainly more political. But in this particular case, I said to myself, I had to talk about it. I have to talk about the YNs that have infiltrated the Passport Bro movement and have really have made a really nasty. That's why that whole Passport Bro thing is really a bad. It leaves a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth because when you use Passport Bro, right? Passport Bro equals sex escapades, right? That's what that really translate to. And you got some women that just cannot stand it, right? Because it was a term that was endearing in the beginning for Passport Bros, but now that the YNs have infiltrated it and jacked it up, messed it up, this is why the word Passport Bro, I would never use it, but there's people that use it and it rub especially women the wrong way. It rub certain people the wrong way because they can look over there and see the videos when those young the YNs over there wilding out. They act like they never ever and I just what I call it? I call it the roast beef because it does look like a roast beef down there. You know what I'm saying? So they wilding out for the roast beef sandwich, man. I got speaking cold, if you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, the roast beef, man. I mean, they're going crazy over the roast beef, you know. So I mean, you see one roast beef, you see them all, man. But it should be more than that. You should be trying to want to get to know a woman. if you were looking to be married and stuff, that's my intent because next year I'm going over to Japan. I've never been to Japan. My cousin has. I'm gonna fly over there. I got my Japanese book for learning and things like that. So I'm gonna do that. I want to go to China too because I got a friend of mine. He's in Harbin, Heilongjiang, north of Beijing, real north over there by Russia. Right, gets real cold in the winter. But if I'm gonna go to Harbin, I'm going in the summertime. Population, I do believe, is like 8 or 9 million, and China got a lot of people. There's a city over there called Chongqing. Chongqing, right? Chongqing, China. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, they infrastructures over there is I've seen it on YouTube. And I haven't been yet, but man, they got crazy roads over there. They build roads through mountains, man, and buildings and stuff. Man, it's a sight to see. I'm gonna tell you, man, man, China in China, man, I seen it on some of the videos. I'm talking to my buddy about it. And he said, yeah, man, it's like it make our stuff look so primitive over here in America. But you go to China, man, Chongqing, China, man. Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, you can't even drive over there. I can't drive over there at all. Chongqing, you have to have 10 years experience living there just to be able to drive in Chongqing, China, man. All those stoplights, it's confusing as fuck, man. I wouldn't even try to drive in Chongqing, China. I would not even try to drive. You need 10 years experience under your belt before you can drive in Chongqing. Seriously, man. If you man, pull it up, man. You'll see what I'm talking about, man. I'm trying to see how you spell it, but Chongqing, China, man. You look at that, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That them roads is wild, man. I ain't never seen that many stoplights before, man. It's so many of them. That's why you need 10 years over there to be able to understand the road thing, which I'm not trying to do, man. No way in the world. I ain't trying to drive in China at all, man. All I want to do is visit. But like I said, I took private Mandarin lessons and stuff like that. So, like it is though, you know, you if you're showing the intent, you're showing the tent with learning their language. That's half of the battle right there, man. You know, that's half of the battle. You ain't gotta go over there and be wilding out on some young brothers. Get some books under yourself with the language. Learn the language, right? This is the thing. If it's a woman you're looking for, it will be easier if you know how to speak her language. Philippines, Thai, Korean, learn her language. That if you can learn that while you got time over here, you ain't got to be a YN for nothing. Cause that's loser stuff, man. All that paying for play, all that stuff is losing. You can do that over here. You gotta go over there and do that. Just have some decorum about yourself. Have some respect for yourself, and stop allowing these other guys to, to geek you up, and because they're gonna get you in trouble, man. I'm talking about for you young guys, man. You know, stop hanging out with these YNs, man. You got a passport going to these countries, fine, that's cool. Stop recording stuff and making a fool out of you. You love black men? Nobody want to see that stuff, man. You know? Don't go over and making a fool out of yourself, man. Go over there with the intent of having a great time, learning the culture, learn the language, because that's going to be very important. You know, I ain't trying to bust nobody out, man, but I'm just saying, you know who you YNs are. That's all I'm trying to say. Learn her language. That way you ain't got to go over there and do all this clown stuff. You ain't got to do this stuff, man. And I'm not really fond of South America right now, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't want to go to any of those. Nowhere right now. I'm not going any of those countries right now, man. You know what I'm saying? In South America, man. And I know they're beautiful. It looks nice. My nephew sent me photos back, but I'm not going over there and doing all that. What I'm gonna do, like I said before, I'm gonna visit places where a lot of the YNs are not at, and have a great time. And like I said, and complete the mission. We are going over there looking for a wife. I'm looking for a wife. Soon as I finish up with this cybersecurity stuff and all this other stuff, I'm going over there to these other countries, man, and things. Well, like I said before, I'm learning the language and I'm leveling up. This is what it's about, man. So you could be able to speak the language and be able to say some things. You ain't got to be proficient because if you ever hook up with her and you make her your wife, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You're going to pick up the rest anyway because you're immersed in the culture. We don't have to be over here on some stuff. That's why I say, when I speak, like I said, I took a year's worth of Mandarin Chinese. It's not an easy language to learn, but they know what I'm saying when I say what I'm saying. When I could say how much something costs. Da Zhao Isha Chin One Dual Shao Qian. I can when you could say how much does that? Excuse me, how much is that? You know, that's what I said, right? And they understand what I'm saying. You know, that's the thing about it, though. I can count in Mandarin. You know what I'm saying? And you brothers can do it too. And anybody else can do it. Take the time, do what you got to do, learn the language, stay away from a lot of these Pookie and Ray Rays because they're nowhere. They hate knowledge and they hate books. It's kryptonite to a ninja right now. You know what I'm saying? Learning is kryptonite to especially a YN. That's like Superman and kryptonite, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you got the aptitude to learn and you got the willingness to learn, hey man, learn the language because that's how you're gonna get the female, man. You'll get the female. You're already halfway through the battle, you know, and you may have to learn about the cultures, what is considered customs or not. Japanese women are a little bit more shy, a little bit more standoffish. It ain't something that you could just, oh yeah, she in, what I'm saying, unless she's a 304, that's different, you know. Every woman, every culture got their own thing though, man. But you gotta learn the laws over there too. That's another whole thing though. Cause I'm gonna see it right now, man. These YNs, man, they go into agent with that nonsense, they're gonna mess around and get themselves in a lot of trouble. Because, like I said before, you don't want to be in no Japanese prison. You don't want to be in no Chinese prison or no Thai prison. Filipino prison is horrible. You don't want, that ain't what you want. Young men, you don't want to be over there like that. You know. So I'm on speaking to you because a lot of you young guys is, I would say, old enough to be my son, man. And you ain't got to go over there and be this way. But I know why you do it because you wasn't raised with a father. You didn't have a father in your life. Because if you had a father in your life, he would have instilled discipline. Some of your dads are locked up in prison already, and I already know. You know what I'm saying? And some of them are not even around anymore, right? They could be 6 feet under, locked up, or just skipped out on you. We got, like I said before, look at the statistics. We got 70% of black women that are single with children, especially with 2 or 3 baby daddies. That right there, that's what we're dealing with. And the men that are growing up, these young boys, are producing YNs. Single black females produce, unfortunately, a certain degree of YNs. And this is why y'all are just wilding out. You can't even get a passport going over another country, and you're wilding out. You know, if you stuck around this long and listen to me, good for you. I give you the thumbs up. But this ain't something that a lot of YNs like listening to, man, because it reflects too much of the truth. And I gotta tell you, as what's my boy, what's the guy? Just act right. Somebody gotta tell you, I love you. Somebody gotta tell you, so it may as well be me. You know what I'm saying? In regards to this. So other than that, man, I'm gonna get ready to go ahead and shut this down. I'd like to give a shout out to Please Act Right. I like his stuff too, man, because his stuff is more centered of getting these out of control American women to behave and act right, which is not going to happen. That's another whole topic, man. That's why we got the passport thing, man, because you ain't gonna fix that, man. That's gone. Other than that, you young brothers that are not young ninjas. Thank you for coming in on the live. Hopefully you learned a little something. Hopefully I encourage some of you guys. Not trying to offend you, but I'm trying to give you some like I say, older, well, what somebody calls them, oh, what's up, oh. All I'm asking for you younger cats, man, stop calling women bros, man. Stop that. Whoever coming up with that, stop that, man. Get your crew and stop that, man. Stop calling these women bros. That's the thing I can't stand, man. Those are women. Even though some of them do be acting like bros, but I'm saying all of them ain't bros. Stop with the bros. Can't stand it. Stop it. But other than that, thank you guys for listening to me tonight. I had to put some something into you guys' ear, the young guys' ear. Got to put something in your ear. Stop going over to these countries in South America. STDs are high. HIV is high in DR as well as in Colombia. I'm telling you guys, if you don't want to catch something, stay out of there, man. It's burnt up. They done burnt them places up. You guys got to stop going over there, man. I'm not going over there. I ain't been over there, and I don't plan on going over there. I have a thing about where there's a lot of these brothers that go into a particular area. It costs y'all make your rates go up. If you notice, it used to be really, really cheap to go to these countries. Now, because the brothers are migrating these particular areas, y'all ran it up. And this is why they're working girls. Most of y'all are with 304s anyway. Working girls, man. Y'all dealing with working girls. I haven't seen one brother, one young cat especially, talking about I got me a girlfriend, I got me a wife, I'm thinking about moving over there. Very, very small percent. Most of you over there for sexcapades. I get it. But look what it's costing you. Being drugged, right? Not just being drugged, but being deleted, being robbed out your hard-earned money, credit cards, all kind of stuff, man. Electronics. Come on now. Somebody got to tell you, may as well be me. Stay out of there. There's nothing over there in DR. It's already burnt up. Don't even, don't even, that ain't what you want. I don't want to see more brothers over there being deleted. Where it's something that you could actually, you ain't got to go out like that. Those are 304s, HIVs, STDs, elemental Ps, right? But I'm just saying, though, on a serious note, stay away from these areas, UYNs especially, because you guys are over there. You can do that stuff over here. This is a low, we already know, the economy and all the rest of this type of stuff. These areas, these are poor countries over there. To get robbed, it's not even worth it. To get your money taken from you. And they robbing foreigners too, man, in those countries, man. If I gotta have there should be a advisory travel, which there is one. Just look at the advisory travel, man, because things change, man. I'm saying right now, I would stay away from South America, man. I'm just being really honest with you. It's not a place that I would recommend. There's other places, but I'm not even gonna mention them because we got too many YNs right now that are out of control, off the chain, off the leash, and they represent us very poorly. So yeah, so as I said before, I'm gonna go ahead on and end this, man. I thank you guys for listening to what I had to say. I see you guys coming in, popping out. I like to at least I got one like. Gee whiz, I got one like after all the stuff that I had to talk about and say, dropping knowledge. Talking about a black man's image and how we are represented in these other countries out there on this sexcapade stuff. Aren't you brothers tired of that? Being looked up on as being some type of pimp, you know what I'm saying? Some type of oversexed ass, crazed ass lunatic. Aren't you tired of that image? Apparently not. I should have more brothers in this room tearing it up with the likes tonight, man. Should be smashing the likes, man, on this thing, man. Over here telling the truth. You know, this is a YN problem. Unless this issue is taken care of and fixed, if our image don't matter, then hey, like I say, man. So other than that, though, yeah, I'm gonna be doing an update on this stuff, and when I post what I'm gonna be traveling, I'm gonna put that up too. But I never considered myself a passport bro before I leave. But like I said, I get it. We never called it that. We just did our own thing. But I'll be damned if I'm going to these countries. I'm not going over there paying for box. I'm not doing it. I'm not part of that. I ain't one of them. I'm not one of them guys, though. I said learning language. I'm over there looking for a wife, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna find her in one of these countries. You know, that's what I'm about. And I tell any American woman that I'm not ashamed about it. I'm over there for a wife. I'm not over there on no sex capade, messing around with no STDs and HIVs, elemental P's. I'm not about that type of stuff. I am looking for a wife. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a woman that can show that she have my back, down with me. We are loving on each other. Like I said, I've been young. I already had my time, man. Like that. But like I said, it's just weird to be older guys and still doing this type of stuff, you know? So you got old ninjas as well as the young ninjas. So the old ninjas look worse than the young ninjas. For real, for real. But like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the live and stuff like that. I appreciate you guys, man. I only got one like. I know a lot of the brothers are in bed and others too, but seemed like I should have had way more likes than this. You know what I'm saying? I only got one like. Gee whiz. I appreciate the one like. Hopefully it'll be two. Next time, make it 2 likes. Because I really want this. I want this thing to get out to other people. Share it with the YNs. I'm not talking about these YNs, man.
Lord, my headset went out. Let me put my other headset on. But I really want you guys to share this video, man. Get it out to these YNs. Let them know. Let the YNs.
Like I'm connected now. There we go. Yeah, there we go. All right. So share the video with the YNs, man. That's all I'm asking. Share this information. Make sure that this information get out to these other YNs. We got to start protecting our image. I don't want to see us. I don't want to have to hear no more brothers being deleted in Colombia. I don't want to hear this type of stuff, man. HIVs, STDs. We don't want to be hearing any of this stuff, man. It's too crucial. Life is precious. Spend it wisely. Learn the language. Get around people that have traveled. Look at the travel advisor. Everybody got these channels on here that have been around the places, but you have to be representing. We represent each other when we travel. We are a small minority group in America. Everything negative impacts us as all of us, whether we are not involved of it or not. You know, so that is what I'm talking about. I thank you guys. I thank you for the one like. Hopefully, I get some more likes as well. Share this video with your other friends about what I was talking about with the YNs and the passport movement, because they are destroying the passport bros with the YNs. Share this video because I gave some information in regards to that. So I appreciate you guys. I am out. I'll see you guys next time on another live. Peace and chicken grease. I'm out.